Hey, 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 everybody! Happy Monday! So, if you didn't see because you had a super busy Easter weekend, I know we all did. I'm still dragging butt from the weekend. But if you didn't see, on Friday, I started a new series, a new blog series about negativity, dealing with negative people in your life. We all have them, whether it's family members. Hey, Bev. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Tina. Thanks for jumping on, y'all. It's difficult, and I mean sometimes it's even more difficult when it's a spouse, or maybe it's a family member, maybe it's your sibling, maybe it's your parents. And sometimes we don't really know how to handle these things. I don't know, there's basically two types of people, in my opinion. There's positive people and there's people who are negative. And, oh, hey, Miss Patty. I love y'all. I hope y'all are having a good day. So, positive people and negative people. Okay, so I think for the most part, I'm a really positive person most of the time. It takes a lot usually to kind of get me into a negative mindset. I might kind of dip here and there, and then I just kind of move on. But there are so many people that I have encountered in my life that just, everything is just like a negative blow. I was recently in a group, kind of a group message thing, and the messages that were going around just turned so sour and, talking about really bad things, and that really just bothers me. I'm not saying I never say anything negative about anybody else, because I'm human. But what I'm saying is those things kind of go against the grain of the kind of person that I am and the kind of person that I want to be. So what do? I made a post right before this video about 15 minutes ago. And a lot of you have come on there and made some suggestions of kind of what you do. Some of you are giving it to God and just, hey, Christina. Some of you are giving it to God and just kind of, turning the other cheek. Some of you pray about it. Some of you try to put effort forth into helping that person see the positive side of things, which is really good. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on the blog that I'm writing today. And actually, I have personally done probably since I'm going to say since about 2003, 2004, I started doing a whole lot of personal development, reading books about mindset and those kind of things. And I know I've talked about this kind of thing before, but it's something that you have to kind of control within yourself, because we really cannot control other people. There's things that we can do, yes. There are ways that we can help other people kind of see the light, so to speak, or there are ways that we can get our points across to kind of help them see the silver lining that somebody mentioned. But ultimately, we are in control of how we see things, and we are in control of our own perspective. So sometimes it's as simple as that. Just if you're in a situation where you can't control, let's say it's your boss, and you have to be around this person because you need a paycheck, right? It's not like you can say, hey boss, look, man, you are killing my vibe. You are so negative, dude. I cannot deal with you. You can't do that to your boss. And that is such a tough position to be in. Because you're trying to do the best you can, right? You want to have a positive work environment. So there are things that you can do to try to kind of keep your mind right, try to not let these people get to you. But in a work environment, that's a little bit tough. I am fond of Chalene Johnson. I know some of you may know her as kind of the workout queen. She's the lady that started Turbo Fire and Turbo Kick and all those workouts, Chalene Extreme. But she also does a lot of podcasts, and she is one of the people that has this really good perspective on how to deal with positive and negative type people in your relationships. Exactly, Rebecca. Rebecca said, we cannot control their actions, but we can control our reactions. And this is something that's so pertinent because as a society, I think we're very, very reactive. I think especially with the social media age, it's everywhere, and people, we're so quick to just say whatever or to interpret. A lot of times in text, I'm sure y'all have noticed this. I notice this all the time, that I can misinterpret things. Like totally, my brain was not in the same area as what this other person was saying through a text, and I misread it or misinterpreted it. We're all different people, so we interpret things different ways. So without that inflection in a video, I can be saying all this in a text and be like, gosh, she's kind of rude, she's just blunt. But the inflection of the human voice is designed to get your point across a certain way. And in text messages and on Facebook, live video. So Facebook also, sometimes it's really hard to get your voice across to people. So I'm going to talk to y'all about that more, but I'm also going to put a link to one of my favorite podcasts from Chalene and how she deals with some of these tips on there. But, what do? You can't write people off. Sometimes it's your family member and you want to help people. Most positive people want to take people in and kind of show them the light and let your positivity rub off on them. Let's show them the silver lining. Let's turn that negative into a positive. And that is great. But after a lot of time doing that, you can really, really get caught up into it. And you can get to where it starts affecting you. It makes you feel drained emotionally. It makes you feel exhausted. And sometimes you can just say, I have to take a step back. It's not that I don't love you, but I feel like it's more about me. It's really a delicate conversation to have. It's more about me, but I'm working on this for myself. But when I get around all of the things that you're dealing with, it really brings me down and it stresses me out. And I want to help you as much as I possibly can, but right now I just need a little break. And sometimes you have to say that for your own sanity, y'all. It's not that you don't love that person. It's not that you don't want to be in that relationship with them. It's just that sometimes positive people who want to affect the lives of other people or be an influence on those other people, we tend to absorb the feelings and the emotions of those other people around us. And if that is constant negativity, it will beat you down and wear you out. There was a situation one time where I had gotten sucked into this, it was a friend relationship. And I just wanted to help her so bad. And we were such good friends, but every time, oh my gosh, every time I talk, I'd change it to something positive. And she said, yeah, but whatever. And there was always, she just kept coming back with that negative stuff. And now I'm still friends with the person and I love her dearly, but I have to step back because it's just not good for me. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my attitude. That kind of negativity just pulls you down in so many different ways. Physically, you don't want to leave your house. And it's just basically hard to be around. This Debbie Downer, negative Nancy kind of people. So sometimes it's just okay to say, I would be better if we could, spend a little bit of time apart. And of course, that negative person is going to come back and they're going to want to know why. And they need details because you know what? That's how negative people are. They need to know. They want to dwell on it. They want to pick it apart. They want to break it down. They want to rehash it. They want to go over and over and over again. And it is exhausting. I know y'all feel me on this, right? Give me some hearts if y'all feel me on this, because this kind of stuff can wear you out, man. So I appreciate y'all popping up on this video. I appreciate you being here, listening to what I have to say. I hope that some of these things are valuable to you. And if they are, go to my website. It's coachadrian.com, and you can look under the little blue, I think it's blue, blog tab, and you can see the one that I wrote on Friday about negativity. It was kind of just a basic introduction on how to deal with those negative people in your life. and so that you can be the happiest person that you can be. So I'm hoping that you can find some value and some tips in this one that I'm writing today. It won't take me real long. It's actually almost done. I just have to put a nice picture on it. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please leave me a comment. Feel free to share it. I know that we all have stuff going on and stuff to deal with, but I really want y'all to know that I appreciate you popping on. Let me see what Becky said. Yes, they do. Becky said that negative people sometimes want the most is that they want you to get into that negative place with them. And I mean, you may have heard misery loves company. I mean, that's old as the hills, right, y'all? Misery loves company. And that sometimes can happen, like for me, y'all know pretty much, most of y'all know my story as far as me trying to be an RN and a good example to my kids and trying to work out and eat healthy. And there are people that are like, man, we live in South Louisiana, girl, we'll get you some, boudin and some fried, frog legs and all that kind of stuff. But, it's not that they're trying to be negative. It's just that we all want people around us because it makes us feel better about ourselves. So when you have that one person that says, oh no, I'm not going to do that, it makes you question what you're doing. Like, is what you're doing the right thing to do? Or should you maybe consider what they're doing? So a lot of people, when you start changing, you might notice this. You might start a new workout plan and people kind of look at you like, why are you doing that? Or, yeah, I don't know why you're killing yourself. You need to live. Or, maybe it's quitting smoking. Maybe it's quitting some kind of bad habit. When you start changing your life and they're like, no, I know you. You are Becky and this is how you always were. And I know you love those chocolate chip cookies, but exactly. And Becky just made a really good point. People don't like it when what you're doing is a reflection of what they're not doing. So that can go in a lot of different directions, and it's another big discussion, but that is so poignant and so important to this topic. Yeah, Bev, yeah, people don't like change, and that's normal, that's human. We don't. Human beings are lazy. We are. I mean, even the most motivated and most energetic people, by nature, that's just how we are. So sometimes I have people and clients that come to me and they're kind of hurt sometimes because they'll say, I really thought I was doing something great when I started my workout program and I posted about it for support on Facebook, and my sister told me if I started posting about that stuff that she was going to unfriend me on Facebook and don't come around here with that health nut stuff. And, we don't want to hear that. And so that's kind of soul crushing a little bit for the person who's finally just gotten that urge, to make some changes in their life. So hearing those negative things makes it difficult to try to change yourself or try to change a behavior that you've been wanting to change for a long time. So I didn't think I was going to talk this long, but this has been a really good topic. So there's so much in the next week or so that I'm going to be talking about with this, and I just want to thank you all again so much for popping on. I appreciate your support. If you have any more ideas that maybe I didn't touch on in this video, put them in the comments, and maybe I can squeeze them into one of my blogs. And I appreciate you all so much. The value that you have for me makes my life better. So thank you so much for hopping on. Have a wonderful day, and I want to get that blog out shortly. Have a good one, guys. Bye.